Welcome, everyone, to the final adventures of King Melville, the Grand Patriarch of the Iron Throne of House Martin. Yesterday we got into a bit of a combat and got hacked to absolute bits, lost an eye, lost some fingers, and there's something I want to discuss as a result of that. So it was coming on yesterday's episode that said something along the lines of combat is based on traits, which is kind of true, but this is not the first time I've seen this posted in the comment section. Basically, every series where we have a bad duel, somebody does bring this up. And it might have been the case that maybe the Game of Thrones mod had this going on a long time ago, before combat rating was such a big deal, sort of pre-Holy Fury. But I want to just quickly discuss how it actually works, just mainly so people know more than anything else. So, if you're interested, I won't get too technical with this, but if you're interested, there is the dual engine events file in the events folder in the Game of Thrones mod. If you go to line 1428 on that, there's somewhat of a simple overview on how the dual system really works. So yes, certain traits are taken into account, but the only traits that really matter in the actual crux of things are incapable, crippled, sick, incapable, and mangled. Those are the only ones that will severely impact a duel's win or loss. Besides that, the only real modifier, the only real calculation for it is it checks your personal combat, your opponent's personal combat. It checks the difference between them. So it won't say, you know, if you've got 500 personal combat, you win automatically. If your opponent has 450 personal combat, those 50 points are all that really matters. That is then going to be multiplied by the factor which is determined by your game rules. So in this situation, I believe we have like 90% dual outcome. I don't know where it is off the top of my head, but it's not particularly strict. Now, you can adjust that as you like. You can set to like 98% being the highest, which means 98% of the time, if you're a better duelist than your opponent, you will beat them. But it is, as far as I can tell, unless there is another system governing it in another file entirely, it is more or less entirely just down to the combat rating difference calculation. So, yeah, certain traits do take into account. And yeah, technically the fighting traits and tall and strong, whatever, do take into account because they add directly to personal combat. But it is genuinely just which number is bigger will generally give you an overview of, with a little bit of RNG dashed in to keep things fresh and interesting. Like, for example, when we fought, we should have won that duel. Mathematically, I mean, it was on our side. We just got some very, very unlucky rolls, which is why we actually failed in that. Anyway, what are we doing then? Today, we're taking out the Iron Islands, and then today might actually be the day that we finally get around to finishing up the series and doing the time-lapse, more importantly, and seeing if the mighty Martin Empire survives the test of time. So, we're going to unify the Iron Throne. We have got... Oh, yeah, I completely forgot we did that. We do have a Martin in the north. So, in the mainland, all of the 7 kingdoms right now are under Martin vassals, as far as I recall. Alin Martin, Garibald Martin, Tristan Martin, Darren Martin, Rayla Martin, Jarman Martin, and Bellard Martin makes for 7 Lord Paramounts. 7 Lord Paramounts for 7 kingdoms. Of course, we've still got the Martin lands, inverted commas. Very nice. More importantly, I am still quite impressed by the fact that everyone's got their default capital, or what should be the de jure capital of the realm. Next thing to do then, Iron Islands. House Greyjoy, somehow, against all odds, have survived all this time. They're the only starting house that have gotten through to the end of the game, besides House Stark, with their lands intact. Bear in mind, the Lannisters disappeared very early on. The Reach was into war. The Martells came back for a little bit, though, to be fair, and then obviously we kind of took it back from them. So the Iron Islands are next on the hit list, but honestly, this shouldn't take too long at all. Obviously, getting our troops mobilized and having the AI mobilize their troops as well is going to be the real difficulty here. Let's get on with it as soon as possible. And like I said, if we've got enough time left, I would love to unify the Wildlings Beyond the Wall as well. If nothing else, just to demonstrate the fact that normally it's a little bit pointless because they do tend to break through very, very, very quick. I'm going to make sure there's no army rally point, and then I'm going to raise all of our troops, and then I'm just going to tell them all to get onto ships in their home province if we can manage it. Here we are. Right, everybody embark, and then I'm going to take all the ships. That gives us, yeah, that gives us a lot of troops. We're going to send everybody on the boats over to there. Everyone else can move to King's Landing. Because as we've seen in basically every war, Starks are no exception to that. With every war, when they come to attack, they will go for our capital. So let's dispatch all of these ships, and then we'll move everyone else back to King's Landing. Man, they got there fast, didn't they? Jesus. Might be quite a lot of troops, actually, in King's Landing in hindsight. What are you doing? You're pushing a Clermont Dawn, I assume. Yep. This is the only thing I am concerned about. Like I said yesterday, there are a lot of characters who are just going to have dynastic claims on the titles. So, as we've seen with Dawn and the Stormlands and everything else, I don't believe that the AI, like what we have been doing, will be so aggressive about making sure his family members remain on the throne. I think the AI, when they take over, will back the vassal who likes them more, which is the more sensible play. To be honest, not having so many family members around would be more sensible play overall, because it means everybody has claims on everything else, so you're just encouraging mass amounts of civil war. We'll see how it goes, though. All I will be happy with is if that House Martin manages to keep the Iron Throne. I'm going to try and let the time lapse. I'd love to let them run for 200 years. 200 years is a great way to... It's a great sort of test of time, really. But whether or not the game is stable enough to allow us to do 200 years, I'll be the judge of that, actually, when we get up to it. Right, okay. Split these armies up. Let's try and get as much as we can without taking all the attrition in the world. That'd be ideal. Split those guys up. I'll move you up there. Man, this is going to be... We are going to absolutely cover the Iron Islands. Look at that. Holy shit. I owe you nothing. We could split that down into like 12,000, right? Oh, especially when Lordsport has 137 dudes. Okay, you're not providing much of a challenge there. These guys must have been at war recently. Look, they had a garrison of seven fellas there. 23% already. Absolutely fantastic work. Got another 13,000. We'll drop those in Orkmont. I must resist my urges. We're not a terrible person. I shouldn't have also blackmailed one of our head vassals there. What happened there? Oh, they raised troops on top of us. Man, that was fortunate that we landed when we did. Good God. Okay. There we go. That's basically it. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be decisively the end of the Iron Islands right here, but just in case. Should we lead troops again? We're all healed. And we've got 115 personal combat, so there's no reason not to do it. We don't want to just shy away. We've got any siege leaders. That's the one thing we've missed out on a lot this entire campaign is a complete lack of any decent siege leaders. Of course, in the base game, you can just say, hey, China, send me a dude who's good at blowing castles up, and they'll send you a dude good at blowing castles up. We don't quite have that luxury this time around, huh? Just lift my microphone a little bit here. I guess we'll leave it at that, then. We might as well go and dot these ships, because I don't intend on these guys. We're going to incorporate this into the Iron Throne, so these guys aren't leaving. Now that they're there, it's either ours, or they can starve to death for all I care. Big, strong G will make a fine warrior. Actually, you fucking might. Look at this kid. Rowdy, willful, conscientious, and skilled fighter. Take him on as a squire. Can I train him personally? Forced to train. Oh, of course, you can't train above level 3. They have to pick that up manually, like, or over the course of their lifetime, like our guy did, became a formidable fighter. Of course, we usurped Dawn from Clifford. Who the fuck is Clifford? The big red dog? Of Overstone? Nah. Oh, we already lost some land. Come on. Oh, shit off, Ballard. You fucking loser. You absolute moron. Fucking Ballard. We're gonna have to revoke Sunspear again. That's a real shame. So I'm gonna do this in two ways. We're gonna first start fabricating a claim, and then we're gonna start fabricating treason. And we'll get it one way or the other, trust me. Fabricate treason, there we are. I'm gonna get Sunspear back, mark my words. Is he installed by faction demand? Like, what happened there? I didn't even notice. Isn't that being just conquered it randomly, did he? Surely we'd have been notified about that. Oh, I need to check the history of Dawn from our own inherited. I guess he was deposed. He was just kicked out as a ruler and had no legitimate heir. Yeah. Man, that's a shame. Oh well, we can restore it pretty quickly. As long as it's still us in control, we can very quickly restore things. 60% already. Go on then. Why not? We'll take the dishonor. No, we're good. Maybe we can now... I mean, the only problem with this is it's not the best way to revoke a title, is it? Because now if we imprison him, 35%. Oh, that's what I was hoping for. I was going to say there's no guarantee he'll actually go into rebellion here, but luckily we had a very low chance for arrest for whatever reason. It would have sucked if it was 100%, because then there would have been no way to revoke that title, because of course we can only revoke it if they go into open rebellion. Should have done the other plot in hindsight. Right, let's split these guys down, because it's taking a load of attrition again. Move you over. Where's the... You're on the Trembler. Oh, he's called the Trembler, not because he makes people tremble, but because he himself trembles. I see. Very confusing. All right. Sure. How much do you want? $500 dues. Okay, fine. And how are we looking with the Siege of Pike? God, it's going to take ages. God damn. It's probably we're trying to completely reorganize the RAM the way that we are. We do have to siege all of these extremely powerful castles. Oh, well, it's a bit late now. I mean, that was quite fast, though, wasn't it? It might be good. It's a shame that we would get in trouble for aggressive claim fabrication. But it would be good to have a claim on every single one of the capital seats, just so that we can revoke it if it does fall out of the lands of our family. We became friends with Big Strong G. It's a real shame he can't be our successor and heir, because he's insanely good. Instead, we got to deal with fucking crappy Le Guin. Le Guin and his genius wife, who've given me a tall granddaughter and nothing else useful. Unbelievable. Are we done? We surrender. Oh, thank God. We haven't even taken Pike yet, have we? Oh, we just took Pike. That explains it. Thank you. Okay. Iron Islands are ours. Don't need the Clemenson Spear anymore. Thank you. I think I better recall that guy as soon as possible. And war has ended. So they should now... Oh, there we go. That's what I'm after right there. Now we can drop all our troops as well. Boom. Look at that. Eventually it will all come back together, obviously. Lord Paramount Garibaldi of the Trident is going to war for the Vale. I'm going to say, what do I care? Mainly because they're probably only going to war for one another. Yeah, whatever. Just because of weird borders, de jure claims. As we've seen between the Stormlands and Dawn, that guy didn't have a claim on the Vale, so it couldn't have been anything significant. Could I have checked? Absolutely, I could have. Absolutely, I could have. Where did those troops go? Oh, I disbanded them, for fuck's sake. Oh, God. Alright, give me a minute. You know what? Fuck this. Fuck this. You goddamn rebels, you are not going to win this. If they win, we get deposed. So we can't afford to let them win this. Right, give me these troops. Give me these troops. I know it's only a tiny little army, but that's kind of the point. And let's crush them. Granted Dawn. Denied. Granted Dawn. How fucking dare you? Imagine that. I'm a powerful duke, and I demand an entire kingdom-level title. You can fuck off. How about that? Right, what do I care? Get out of here. Okay, spin around. Try and crush them dead. Come on. Come on. Take them. Take them. 54%. Fuck off. Oh, my God. Please stop interrupting. I've been trying to get armies over here for about 2 hours real life. Okay. That should be enough. That should be enough to finish this thing now, luckily. It was genuinely more effort to defeat one rebellious vassal. Fuck off. Than it was to defeat the entire Iron Islands. This is unbelievable. Order him to stand down. You're fucking wildling. No, 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 no. Have him arrested for treason. Get out of here. I execute him. We can. He's a dirty wildling. Why would anybody care? It also gives us 10 fear as well. I'm hanged. We just basically hang the equivalent. Look, gregarious, honourable, greedy, diligent. That was a Mance Raider we just hanged right there. 99%. What are you talking about? Because we haven't fought his army? It's not capped. Nope, we are genuinely just mathematically at 99%. That sucks. Okay. Oh, wow, I'm not this down. There we are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goodbye. Good God. Oh, hang on. There we are. Order him to stand down. Thank you. He will forfeit everything. Bring me his damn head. Have him hanged. Okay. Let's give this out to a Martin, who is a little more of a respectable person than that last idiot I gave the land to. Man, ruler my culture, my dynasty. That's pretty good. What do you think? Like a warrior? Honorable? Authoritative? He's pretty good. Okay, I'll give you Dawn. Here you are. Sunspear is yours. He's a very distant relative. Bonifer Martin is God knows what relation he is to us. We could probably track it back. John Martin of Miltwater? Viserys the Chaste. Dontos of the Martinlands. Oh, God, there he is. This guy is a really, really, really distant relative. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even have any Martin bloodlines. What's he got? Oh, he has the original Martin bloodline from the Martinlands. That's quite impressive. And he's got Garth Greenhand, too. Okay, fair enough. You know what? I'll take that back. Now King Melville gets into his old age. Just as I think we finally got all of the lands under our control. Obviously, we need to quickly work over the Iron Throne here. Sorry, the Iron Islands here. Plot to incite revolt. That's what we need. And let's get everybody over there. Let's get some bribes going as well. Just kind of grease some wheels. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. One thing I've done very quickly is I drank the love elixir because it gives 50 sex appeal just to see if there were to be... Look, it actually worked. So we can now bribe more females to... Well, female characters to join our plot. One thing I did after that was to buy a health elixir instead. So go out and buy another one of those. Apparently it gives health +4, which is massive. So if we ever get into any trouble... Oh, dear. Probably lay off the executions and things for a while. The bonus to this is if we get any sort of illness before we obviously fabricate treason here, I'm going to worry about playing as Prince Le Guin the crap instead. We can hopefully get all our work finished as Melville because we basically got a get out jail free card in the form of this health elixir. Oh, wow. 70%. Come on. Yes, we got him. Okay, there we are. Okay. Now all we got to do is overthrow the Iron Islands, and we're done, essentially. I mean, I looked into making the kingdom beyond the wall as well. We can't do it. We actually just cannot do it. It can only be created by, it was specifically held by Beyond the Walls Ogre characters. We can't even make it. So, we did have over 51% before, obviously Harlow split away there. So, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. We could go and conquer it piece by piece, but there wouldn't be a kingdom, so it wouldn't really make much difference to what we got right now, to be honest with you. Right, everybody onto boats. Let's go see what damage we can cause. We'll get one into King's Landing too. We're going to pick up the last of these fellas. Ah, very excellent work, Sir Jamin. That's 15 points overall. 5 Tyranny and 10 Dishonor being removed from us there. Very good. Wow. That's actually redeemed us quite a lot. I didn't realize quite how hefty that became. Probably where I keep just imprisoning. Obviously, when we defeat people in laws, just what I'm about to do right now, we demand their heads. This is unfortunately... There we go, boom. This is unfortunately just a cost of doing business. If we want to do something like this, then... do you want to say... This was only 5 Tyranny, though. Weird. I wonder where we got all the Dishonor from. Was it the amount of times we were caught failing the plots? Who knows? With that, then... I believe we are now more or less entirely finished with our conquests. I think that is officially a Martin on every throne. We will double check here. Let's let the round recombine, which hopefully it will. Order it to stand down. Yeah, fuck off. There we go. Right. Is it going to recombine? Trying to reach what's going on there? Minor rebellion, I assume. Law uprising. That's a bit annoying. I'll offer to join them just so we can tidy this up a bit sooner. See the final result of everything we've done here. Can I join your war as well? What is this? Lady Gylor's claim on the reach. Oh, God, she's got 13,000 men. Fuck off. Why can't I join that war? 35,000. Oh, is it because she's a different religion, I wonder? She should be able to handle it either way. And before we get too involved in fixing everything, should we land Big Strong G? I think he deserves it. Let's finish his education, and we'll give him the Iron Islands. We need a strong ruler to keep these... to keep the Ironborn in line. They're quite famously one of the most rebellious and difficult to control of all of the parts of the Iron Throne. So let's keep these guys in line with Big Strong G. I trust him. He's basically spent his whole life preparing for this. How long we got? 10th to 3rd moon. So another month or so. Then we can finally dish this guy out some land. How much do you want? Okay, fine. We've got so much fucking money. Then I'm going to make sure that everybody is still in control of everything again. Lost Dawn without being told. So I might need to double check some things here. What the hell's going on in the north is the real question. I wonder if a Stark's gotten a bit uppity. Attackers, everybody. Ah, fuck. Offer to join war. Get me in. Get me in. There we are. Minus 85%. You're fucking kidding me. Oh, good God. Okay, we need to come bail this guy out, like, right now. On the plus side, we can also deal with all of these traitors simultaneously, too. How did he come out, by the way? I didn't even notify me. Big Strong G. Pretty good. 21 Marshal. 0 diplomacy, so maybe not the best person, but the, you know, the Ironborn really just respect strength more than anything else. There you go. Iron Islands is yours, my friend. Lord Paramount, Big Strong G of the Iron Islands. Then in the Westerlands, we have Casterly Rock, led by Derek Martin. We have Alan Martin, who has, I assume, won her war. Or winning her war. Garibold Martin. We have Bonifer Martin. Rayella Martin, the Queen of Thorns, somehow. Oh, fuck off. Really? Donald did... Oh, you idiot. Cocklesbury is fucking right. Oh, god damn it. We've lost the fucking Vale in all that time. Oh, well, this guy can die. Look, if we kill him, we get the title back. So we'll just fucking do this guy in. Well, admit, this is where I was expecting a lot of the difficulties to come from today was not necessarily taking the titles and not necessarily keeping the revolts going, but making sure there's balance. Making sure everything is being continually held by a Martin. That's where the true difficulty is going to come from here. Because we can control our own vassals going into rebellion. We can't control our sub-vassals going into rebellion, unfortunately. Did they... He just got deposed to his son, Boris. We died! Oh, that's better. That's fine. That's okay. That's probably the best case scenario, to be honest with you. And his heir is another Martin, I assume. Very good stuff. He's got tyrannical stain, but nothing we can't solve. Okay, so the only thing that we don't have is, unfortunately, the Eerie. So we just got to kill this guy off. Dead as dicks. Nobody suspects a thing. Dish it out to a fresh Martin. And I think, actually, we've done it there. I think we're actually done here. Weak little Manfrey is actually not bad. What about diplomacy? Diplomacy would be the most helpful thing here. Duncan would be good. Do you want some land, Duncan? Here you are. Here it is, yours, my friend. Hang on, I have a feeling, did we not land this guy before? Claims on the reach? I have no idea. Well, in conclusion then, everyone, I think that is it. Something I never thought I'd do in the Game of Thrones mod, and that is control every single High Lordship in Westeros. This is genuinely something to be quite proud of, because this has been a lot of work and a lot of effort positioning ourselves. We went from a count to owning, at this stage, quite literally, absolutely every part of the Seven Kingdoms. Obviously, beyond the wall we can't make, because we're not a wildling. And there's only the one thing left to do, and that is to see whether or not we can actually hold it. And honestly, I think that's going to be the real test of time here. Just being able to do that and seeing all of this, besides our direct vassals, of course, seeing it all as Martin is absolutely insane. That's really nuts. So then, we will leave it here for now. If you're not interested in the timelapse, I'll say thank you all for watching this series. It's been incredibly fun. It's been a weird one, you know, coming from a very tiny guy. I worked our way up from George Martin himself. I wasn't expecting the White Walkers. I guess I'll pull back the curtain on that one. I did make it so that George was the leader. Original George R. R. Martin was the leader of the White Walkers. A couple of people spotted him in the character finder, kind of hidden away as a character in the Easter eggs. That's original George as he died, and as we started playing as him. Is he really 409 years old? No fucking way. He is. 361 years. That's actually original George. There he is. Expert scientist. He's got his treasury. I made certain to give him all his treasury back. And there he is, leader of the White Walkers. The White Walkers never came. I don't know what happened. They just never spawned in. No rumors, nothing. And they are definitely enabled. I did double check this as well to make sure, but they never did turn up. And I don't know why. It's a real shame, because I went to all that effort of making sure that George was in charge of it. Yeah, on. They just never turned up. It was a real shame, but that was what was planned. But instead, we ended up with the entire thing, so I'm more than happy. It would have been fun to George turn up, and then he got all these Martins unified against George, but apparently, I mean, it would have fired long before now. We're 400 years too late for that one, unfortunately. But hey, that's pretty fun. I'm happy about that. Again, here's what we're going to do. We are going to now do a time-lapse for as long as I can let it run without it crashing or causing issues for my PC. After that stage, we will do a bit of an analysis on what's happened afterwards. So I'll check out the kingdoms, I'll check out the throne, I'll find out what happened to our current character, Melville the Grand Patriarch, and we'll just see what happened in Westeros in that time skip. Well, unfortunately, it didn't quite go as far as I wanted it to. It gets up to around the 75-year mark and then crashes, as I found out having come back to check on one of the time-lapse clips and see that there is a good half an hour of just a blank screen. So, we're going to load in now. We're going to load in at First Moon, 8725 here. Let me just turn it down. It's really loud in my fucking ears. And we'll see what's happened. So we left off around 8650, I think it was. So again, it's been about 75 years, almost exactly 75 years here. So enough for a generation to pass, and enough for there to be some chaos, basically, kicking around. And oh my god, chaos there is. Wow, look at... Firstly, sorry, the thing that's really taken my eye is the Summer Islands being completely conquered by Tyrus, which I wasn't expecting. Anyway, let's get to the important stuff. So then, where do we even want to start? Shall we start with King's Landing? And go from there. Question is, oh, look at that. Martins are still in control of King's Landing, more importantly. That's quite impressive. That's one down. I will count this series as a victory if we have, what? 4? Should we say 4 of the... I mean, it's only been 50 years. Let's say 6. 6 of the 8 kingdoms. Let's assume the Iron Throne counts as a separate one entirely. That will count as a victory as far as I'm concerned. So we've got one in the back there with King Le Guin, the Handsome of the Iron Throne. But that one I think was fairly safe. That one I was kind of always expecting. It's a mirror, some music really fucking loud all of a sudden. Hang on a sec. Go ahead and just knock that on the head. Right, there we are. You be gone, Thought. Not maybe that far. That's fine. Okay, yeah, so we've got obviously the Iron Throne. We'll start with Dawn and we'll work our way north. So who have we got over in... Oh god, that's not a good start, is it? Avalyn, the money pincher of House Fowler, whoever those guys are. So, House Martin Oh, what the hell happened here? Who the hell is Bufford of the Iron Throne? King Bufford? So Melville had it, and then Melville granted it to Bonifer, who then granted it to Durrance, and obviously he died. We then got it... Who the hell was Bufford the Chaste who had the Iron Throne? King Le Guin. Oh! It skipped 2 generations. Oh my god, so I thought the Le Guin on the Iron Throne right now was the Le Guin that we saw, obviously, when Melville was still on the throne. But no, it's not. It skipped a generation. So this is our last character, Melville's great-grandson. So it's his grandson's child there, so Bufford's, who is Le Guin's son. Right, how confusing. Okay, explains a lot. So Bufford took it back again. So this was the character that came directly after Melville, took it back, and then granted it back out to a random land. And again, I said this might happen in the video, that obviously our dynasty are not going to back our dynasty as much as we, the player, did. They probably just gave it to someone who was a sensible choice for granting it out to. That's a real shame, isn't it? All that work, and they've just immediately dished out. Now, what about the Reach? And that's the next one to check. Nope, Quentin Hightower. Now, I thought this would happen as well. Characters with the classic claims on things, the traditional claims on the land would be able to take it back. And, of course, House Hightower, coming from Hightower, funnily enough, able to take that back because of the blood of Garth Grinhead, does have the blood of House Martin. Oh, my God, I've got fucking hiccups, too. I should check the bloodline, see if any of our stuff is still kicking along there. Look, so some members of House Valor have the blood of the Creator. I need to see how far this particular bloodline has gone. Holy shit. Now, bear in mind, blood of the Creator was both matrilineal and patrilineal and bastard transfer. So the fact that there are this many people with it is not much of a surprise, in my opinion, given that that was just an open bloodline, basically. So I'm not really surprised on that one. Okay, so we haven't got Dawn. We haven't got the Reach. The Most About is separate, which is basically a loss there. The Westerlands have conquested most of the Stormlands, which obviously means there are no Stormlands anymore. We'll have to see the title history of this one. Oh, it still belongs to Alan Martin. Ah, so he kept the Stormlands. Fair enough. Okay, that one's a victory then. Oh, no, wait. Look, it doesn't. It goes to this guy, Alaric the Talker of the Stormbreakers, but then the title was destroyed. Right, okay, how strange. Kingdom of the Stormlands currently owned by Alan Martin, right, and he's also the Lord of the Westerlands. So that technically counts as a double victory there. So we have both the Westerlands and the Stormlands, but they must have, I bet that was through marriage, perhaps, or something like that. Might have accidentally unified their lands. Yeah, Queen Rayella probably married Derek. You might remember Queen Rayella, the Queen of Thorns, was the one in charge of the Stormlands when we were still on the throne. So she must have, God knows what she's got there. She must have got married non-matrilineally, and or to one of her own dynasty members, who obviously didn't need to get married matrilineally, and lost the title through just regular succession. So the Westerlands and the Stormlands is still under Martins. What about the Trident? We have Prentice the Second Martin. Excellent work. Oh wow, look at this. There's a Stormlander Martin bloodline, 2 Stormlander Martin bloodlines, and a Riverman Martin bloodline. That's quite impressive. Wow, well, let's see how many traditional bloodlines we actually ended up spawning there. The Vale, we have Karen Templeton. Classic Karen there. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. She also has the blood of the Creator. I wouldn't be surprised. If we left it long enough, everybody would have that. So don't put too much stock in that one. Okay, so we've still got the Trident, the Westerlands, the Stormlands, and the Iron Throne. That's 4 right there. The North, I think, alone, if this is a Martin, I think we'll say this is a victory. It is. Demon Martin. Oh, look at that. Or Damon Martin, depending on how you want to say it. Blood of the Creator and also Martin Bloodline. Oh my god, not only that, he is a descendant of the guy we actually put on the throne. That's quite impressive. That's quite impressive, I think. The fact that the North, of all the places, I honestly thought the North, given the religious differences, given the Stark still kicking around, would be the last of the titles that we kept there. Especially because we, as we were playing, it was the last one we gathered, besides the Iron Islands. Now, unfortunately, the Iron Islands is, at a glance, we can quite easily tell, those are gone again, just because the actual portrait outline there. Back into House Greyjoy. So how long did that last? Oh my god. So Big Strong G got it, but was killed on the orders of Lord Paramount Uragon. So the usurper. So he stole the title back from Big Strong G. Ironically named Big Strong G. Wasn't strong enough. The Ironborn, House Greyjoy specifically, took it back and executed him. And then House Fairwind got it. They're the ones over on Lonely Light. Managed to grab it back a little bit. And then it went back to the Greyjoys, disappeared, and then was rebuilt by the Greyjoys. this is the issue, of course, with the traditional dynastic claim, is it's very, very difficult to hang on to these lands, or more specifically for the AI to hang on to these lands. Look at this guy, though. Quite impressed by that. This guy seems to be the biggest winner here. The Westerlands. Garth Greenhand, Blood of the Creator, Martin Bloodline. Now, the only reason everything is a mess right now is because it's in a civil war. Le Guin the Handsome. I'd be interested in if we jump in... Actually, if they're all Kingdom level titles, then they must all still be part of the Iron Throne. They are all still part of the Iron Throne. So this is still one big empire, which I think is also kind of impressive. So what did we keep in the end then? So we lost the Veil, we lost the Reach, and we lost Dawn, right? We lost Reach, we lost Dawn. We still got the Stormlands, still got the Westerlands, still got the Trident. Yeah, we still got the Trident, still got the North, and we lost the Iron Islands. So 5 out of what? 10? Something like that. That's not bad. Honestly, that was not nearly as bad as I expected it to be. The question is then, what happened to our boy that we left off on? Melville, the Grand Patriarch, died from too much drinking at the age of 66. To be honest, if you die of too much drinking at the age of 66, you've had a good life. He had a very good life, and he couldn't have done any better as far as I'm concerned. What happened to his successor? So Le Guin didn't really get up to much by the looks of it here. Yeah, certainly had no songs sung about him, unfortunately. Then, after Le Guin, it was Bufford the Chaste. Look at this guy, though. Bufford was a hell of a unit, wasn't he? Sturdy, skilled fighter. He was a knight. He was a duelist, patient, authoritative. Craven is a bit of a letdown there, but he was not bad at all. Quite impressed by him. Still hanging on to the bloodlines there. And then finally, we've got Le Guin the Handsome. Seems to have like some mysterious trait that's popped up there. Not entirely sure what that is. Oh! It's because we're in observe mode. It's probably a portrait thing like freckles or something weird like that. So why don't we actually dive in and play as, I don't know, 57033. Now, bear in mind, the AI does not gain access to the Mantle of George. So when we can obviously enable that for them there. What I might do is just quickly piece out this wall, white piece it or something, just so that we can get more of an idea of the political landscape of the Iron Throne. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go for him a white piece. That will hopefully end all these wars. Yeah, there we go. And then... So the Reach actually might be independent here. Let's take a look. Sure, order him to stand down, whatever. How are you looking? Oh, they're fighting their own war right now. Yeah, I mean, everything's still as it would kind of be. So they're fighting their own war, they're independent. The Veil is fighting their own war. So everything is still one big unit. We did build an Iron Throne that's definitely lost. I'd love to have done this time-lapse for longer, but like I said, it got up to the 75 years for a couple of times, and then it shit itself. So... Man, in some ways, I'm kind of impressed. Honestly, keeping Westerlands, Stormlands, Trident, North, and the Iron Throne out of all of those, plus the Veil, the Reach, Dawn, and the Iron Islands. Yeah, we kept 5 out of 9. That, I think, is pretty good. And we could, if we wanted to play as the player, I'm sure, tidy that up in no time at all. We had a real iron grip. And as the player, that would have been basically unlosable at that stage. Maintaining things and keeping things in order would have been very easy as generations progress more and more, as we keep control of things, demand people to stand down and favor our dynasty, stick on family focus. It would have just been an Iron Martin lands through and through. But I think we pulled it off. That was a good series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was something I never thought I'd really do before. We've never really gone for anything like that, especially the way we've gone for kind of trying to see complete control of a particular area, or in this case, a particular kingdom. But that worked out pretty goddamn well. There's not really any other thing we could do that either. You can't really do that in the base game, short of putting your family members on every throne, which we tried to do with, obviously, the Papal series, but didn't end up working quite well because the mod was a little bit flimsy. But yeah, no, Game of Thrones mod is kind of unique, and it's the only one we can really do that with. Thank you to the insane top tier level patrons for making the whole series possible in the first place. Thank you out to Scared Blueberry, Emerald Ghost 11, Silkworm, Sarabi, Bwengun, Harry McGowan, Scary Scurvy, Layla, Goatfather, James Shay, Aromatic Fool, My Name is Indio, Amethyst Corona, and everyone else at the insane tier levels on Patreon for making the channel possible in the first place. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you all for your support. And a thank you as well to Cass, Matteo, Danny, Spirit085, Void Prince Kibo, Jacob Wolfie, Mason Fireblast, Tentacle Beast Loves Trees, Harry Self, Shardul, Demon, Emerald Beam, I Am Segataire, and the other patrons also for making this whole series possible. What comes next? Well, I can't promise anything tomorrow, let's put it that way, but I do have a series obviously in the works, ready to go at some stage, so we'll just see what happens.